What's up, everybody? You know who it is, Too Good. Got another video for y'all today, bringing some new news. I'm pretty sure everybody heard that's in the fighting game community about Capcom's basically coming out. And basically what this says is that after EVO, they want to have a new patch for Ultimate Marvel, a rebalance patch. They're thinking of doing it. That's what Capcom said. They officially came out and said that. I think it was yesterday. It's been basically posted everywhere on all the fighting game news sites. My thoughts on it, personally, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I'm more against it because here's why. We have a game like Marvel, and it's just fighting games in general here, because I think people got spoiled by Street Fighter 4. You know, Street Fighter 4 came out, and then in 2008 to 2009, 2008 in arcades and 2009 on disc. And then we had Super in 2010, and after that we had arcade edition, and then version 2012 came out later in 2011. Now we're having Ultra Street Fighter 4 in early 2014. So I think people, and then there's other games that have been doing like constant patches, like Mortal Kombat and Justice just put out a patch. But you know, I think people are kind of getting spoiled by these constant patches. I'm not saying that rebalance patches aren't good, because in Street Fighter I think it's really good to have a game like Street Fighter to kind of get updated constantly. I don't know, but I enjoy the patches, but at the same time, I think people aren't letting the game grow enough, you know? Now, I think a game, like I said this before, in the video that I put a while back, there needs to be no more Street Fighter 4 and Ultimate Marvel 3 updates or balances. I still kind of feel the same way. I think when it's a game like Marvel, you have to let that game grow. I mean, it's only been 2 years since Marvel 3, or Ultimate Marvel 3 came out. Really 2 years since the Marvel 3 engine has been put out. And I think you just have to let a game like Marvel grow. You know, we see a game like Marvel 2 that lasted 10 years, basically in the competitive scene, and there were no patches, there were no updates. People just found out there were things that were overpowered at first, so people thought were really cheap, like what was it? Cable was really highly used. Who else? Doom, Dr. Doom was highly used. Blackheart. You know, all these high tier characters people said were really cheap and whatnot, but people find a way around those things. You know, people were like, well, okay, Blackheart stays in there, we use Commando Assist to counter it, or Doom, or whatever. Cyclops beats him. So people found out ways around that. And you know, now in Marvel 3, you know, people are complaining about Virgil and Zero being way too powerful, which I don't think Virgil and Zero are pretty too powerful. I haven't made a good Zero online, but I hope this video isn't sad because the camera looks kind of slanted. But that looks better. But Virgil, like, Helmbreaker is too safe. That's my opinion. Helmbreaker is too safe. I'm tired. You can just Helmbreaker for no risk. You know, the reward is very high, but the risk is very low, to none at all, really. And I think that, however, people, you know, in time will find a way around these things. You know, like I always thought, give a game 2 EVOs. You know, that's why I'm happy that they didn't patch Street Fighter 4 before this EVO. I'm glad that, you know, because I think every game to at least get a good chance needs 2 EVOs. Basically 2 years to fully flesh itself. And I think, you know, it's been 2 EVOs since Marvel. And I think the difference now in the back, because Maximilian also touched on this as well, because he made a video, I think it was on the Online Wars, about saying how, well, this Marvel lasts 10 years. But he was referring to how fast the information is relayed nowadays. You know, with all the internet, you have YouTube videos and different websites. You know, back in the day, there wasn't none of this stuff, or it wasn't there was no YouTube. You know, people just basically word of mouth, and you know, like SRK. That's how people heard of these things. You know, so like the TAC Infinite, I remember because it was on the Facebook. I was we were debating about it, and I was like, you know, we don't really need it. That's why I brought up the point about how fast information is relayed. I was like, yeah, that's a good point. But really, my thoughts on it is like, I don't know. Like, on one side, I'm like really kind of, I think people just need to let this game grow. But I think that's mostly because I'm thinking more of an old school perspective. I'm thinking, okay, Marvel 2 lasted 10 years. You know, I think Marvel needs some more time to grow. Because Capcom said basically a while back, or they've kept saying multiple times, that they don't have any plans of patching this game right now with characters or anything. That this game is basically going to stay the same way. But the other side, I think, you know, it would be nice to see a patch, but I'm not that into Marvel yet that I would really care that much. You know, I'm just kind of getting into the game, really. We're getting really good at it, or somewhat good. I'm doing better, actually. I have my team right now is Taskmaster, Captain America, and Sentinel. I've been actually doing a lot better. because I actually had to learn the engine. You know, I had to give the game time. I think the FGC needs to give these fighting games time to grow. But I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting. And people said refreshing. Like I said, I guess because in Street Fighter 4, I liked it more because I was actually into the game. You know, I was actually good. I actually knew which things were overpowered, and I could tell in game which things were overpowered. Like I knew because I was, you know, like I said, involved and like reading up on it, and I just knew how everything worked. But Marvel, I'm not really that much. I don't care that much really. But yeah. If they do, tell me what you guys think in the comments. If they do a patch, what do you think? Should they do a patch or they not? I want to make sure this is emphasized because people are just going out. They said basically that they think they want to do a patch. They said please put your patch notes. So what would you suggest? The main word there is think. They think. They're not going to. They're thinking about it. You know, it's not 100% put in place that they're going to do a patch. How much time I got? 6 minutes in up there. Yeah, it's not 100% in place that they're going to do a patch. The main word here is think. But like I said, because Capcom has gone on record multiple times saying that they do not plan on updating Ultimate Marvel 3. I think at the EVO panel last year they said that there were no planned updates for this game. But you know, I guess now after EVO and they saw all the Virgils and the Zeros and the Doom hidden missiles, maybe they thought, okay, maybe it's sometime we do something. But you know, maybe if they don't give this game a patch, we will find something powerful to counter these tactics, you know. But tell me what you guys think. You're pro patch or against the patch? I don't know. I'm more against the patch, but I could see why people want it. That's pretty much it for this video, man. Marvel patch. Even if it does, like when will it come? Like I said, the main word here is think. They think they might do a patch. So don't go out and just saying, oh, Marvel's about to get a patch. Remember, think. They can always go back and say, we're not going to do that. We don't have the approval, whatnot. So just don't get your hopes up too high because they said think. That's it for this video. Too good. I'm out. Peace. Tell me your thoughts.